Why the TikTok algorithm is ruining your relationship. If you're watching a lot of social media trying to get advice on relationships, all you're going to see most videos talking about is women are to blame and men are to blame. And if you look at all the stuff that's targeted towards guys, it's all about how she criticizes all the time. She's on his back. She never gives him a break. He can never win. And if you look at all the stuff that's targeted towards women, it's all about how he's never available, he's a narcissist, he's not interested in you, he's just using you. Men are just shut down and never available. And if you listen to that stuff and you watch that stuff, it's going to affect you in your relationship. In fact, what it's going to make sure is that your relationship doesn't work because you're being subtly influenced by that wrong advice. And the reality is that men and women are very different from each other. When we try and communicate, we're communicating through a couple of barriers that everyone now finds in their world and in their relationship. And that is that, first of all, there's the behavioral patterns that we pick up from role models like parents, teachers, from the culture, and from events that happen to us. Some of those are going to make us shy. Some of those are going to make us outgoing. Some of those are going to make us close down when we get hurt, and others it's going to make us too needy in the relationship. So in a relationship, if we're with someone that has those patterns, it's not like, oh, let's just get rid of that, let's just dispose of that person because they've got that pattern. No, they and us have to work through it. And believe it or not, even though this goes against most advice you're going to see, the reality is that when we work on ourselves, we can subtly, unconsciously influence the other person to change, but only when we know how to do that ourselves. And that becomes the beginning point in changing any relationship. You have to work on you first. If you're getting advice and blaming the other person, that's an egoic way of looking at it. In other words, your ego is activated and you're simply projecting. If you read any basic psychology, particularly Freud stuff, but certainly Skinner and many others down that psychological chain, what you find is that all of them say that our ego's most basic function is to project onto others and take responsibility away from ourselves. You've got to work on you first. And the second difference is that biologically, men and women are very different. Women need to talk to express themselves. Women need to get out what they're feeling, and men often take that as criticism, particularly if she's in the masculine state, in that blame state, telling him what he's not doing, you always or you never. And a guy hears that and he's like, that's not true. Yeah, maybe 80% of the time I do that, but there's 20%. And he'll argue over the 20%. And she's like, he's not listening. He's just not getting it. What the hell? And so what he then feels is, it doesn't matter what I do, she ignores the 80% of good stuff that I do and focuses on the 20%. And that's because women are biologically different. They're focused on the stuff that could cause danger and make the relationship and herself unsafe. And if she feels unsafe, she's going to feel distant to you, and it's going to come across as blame. So that is a major problem that we have to overcome in our relationships. So the TikTok algorithm is going to ruin your life because as you start watching those blaming videos, what you're going to see is more blaming videos.